Hey, welcome to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be setting up the race display. So the actual lap, max lap, the race time, and as well as a couple other things. I'm going to set up gold, silver, and bronze times on the screen as well, just so the player can know what time they're supposed to beat instead of finding out in the post-race display screen. So with that, let's get into this. So first, we're gonna hide this screen we made in the last video. Just hide this, and then we're gonna start off with a new vertical box, and then add this to canvas, and then we're gonna rename this vertical box. Press F2, and we're gonna say race screen, right? And then we're gonna change the anchor to the top right of the screen. And then you can move this over there as well, and then just resize it. And then in the vertical box, we just renamed to race screen, we're gonna add a horizontal box, and we're gonna add a couple text blocks. We're gonna add 3 text blocks to the horizontal box itself, and then we're gonna add 1 text block to the race screen, which is gonna be the race time. And then the first vertical box, we're gonna change this one. I'm gonna change the text block text display. I'm gonna put a 1. And then the one after that, we're gonna change this one's display and just put a slash. And then the next one, we're gonna change that one and we're gonna put a 2. And then we're gonna click on the horizontal box and then set its horizontal alignment to the right hand side. And we're gonna do the same for the text block that we haven't edited yet. Also gonna align this to the right hand side. And then by the text blocks, we're just gonna change the sizes real quick. I'm gonna put this to 35 for each one, 35. And then we're gonna set the horizontal box to fill. Change the text block to fill as well. Give them some space. Actually, I'm just gonna change horizontal box to make its alignment in the middle. Right? Yeah, that looks better. That looks so much better right now. And then the text block that we haven't touched yet, we're gonna rename this one, put 00:00.00, and then we're gonna add a bind to it, and we're gonna set it to the race time. Where is it? Race time text. And then the other text blocks, we're gonna set the first one, the one that has the 1, bind that to the actual lap, and then the other one with the 2, we're gonna bind this and set this to max laps. So the reason why it's done like that is because now, let's just remove this real quick. Let's say for instance, let's put this back. I'm gonna say text block, right? So now you have text blocks. When it says text block, if you click on it and you add the bind immediately, race time text, and then that's what your display is gonna be. So you can't edit the display text anymore, which could kind of be inconvenient if you have a lot of things on screen and you're trying to find a specific text block because you want to edit it. Maybe you made a mistake or you found a better way to display something, but now you gotta go through all the text blocks because they all just say text block and to find the one that you want. So you edit the text block to what you want it to display, and then you add the bind so that when you do come back and look for it, then at least you have an idea of what each text block on the screen is supposed to display. Okay, so now with that done, we have the race screen set up, and then we're gonna go down and change its properties. Where is it? Here under behavior, its visibility, we're gonna change this and set to hidden by default. Gonna compile and save that, and then we're gonna need to go and do some editing over here. Gonna move this over a bit. So we want it to display in the event begin play, but it only needs to show after, let's say for instance, the countdown has happened. So we're gonna add the countdown in the next video, and then it will show the race time over here. So for that, we're gonna drag in the race splash reference we created, hold control, drag it in, and then we're gonna say we're gonna target the race, the oh, I forgot again, dude. What set it to is variable. So I'm gonna drag off now and say race screen, and then we're gonna set visibility, add that in there, put that like so, and then we're gonna put it at visible. So for now, that's what the code looks like. Obviously, we're gonna adjust this later on once we add the countdown timer to refine this code. Gonna compile and save, go back in here, and then we're gonna add another vertical box. This is not gonna be for the time to space, like this, and put it on the canvas. And then in here, we're gonna set this one's anchor to the middle right of the screen. We'll drag this over there and just resize it. And then inside of here, we're gonna add 3 text blocks, but we're gonna set them as one at a time. We're gonna rename this text block to gold box. I'm gonna set this to is variable, and then in here we're gonna change this also to 00:00.00. Set it to the gold text, and then we're gonna set this to 35 and change the color to something gold. Just so you don't have to add the actual word gold, you can just change the color and it will, it will kind of like reference itself. And then we're gonna select box, Control C, select the vertical box, and then Control V. And then this one, we're gonna rename this one, and we're gonna call it silver box. And then we're gonna change this one's color to something silver. And then we're going to change the bind to the silver text. And then the vertical box, we're going to rename this just real quick. Going to rename this to goals. And then for the last one, click the silver box, Control C, click the goals vertical box, Control V, and then rename this to bronze box. And then change the color to something bronze, and then set the bind to the bronze text. And then with that, we are done with this. We are then going to press compile, save. Just gonna run a quick test, see if it works. Okay, so everything is now displayed on the side of the screen over there. So then now we're going to change a couple of things, because you don't want the goals to display on the screen the entire time. So what you're going to do is, by the functions in the player controller, here by the update goals, update that one. I think we should rename this so to something that actually is going to reflect what it's actually going to do. So press F2 and then change this to remove goals, because that's what it's actually going to do. We're actually going to use it to remove the goals. So from here, we're going to add under the value variables, we're going to hold control and drag in the race time, drag that in, and then we're going to drag in the goal time, drag that in, hold that, and then from the race time we're going to drag off and look for a greater than equal to. Connect the gold, add a branch node, and then connect that up. And then from the true, we're going to drag off and look for a sequence node. And then from the 0, we're going to drag off and nope. I'm going to drag off and say do once. So it's going to do once, and then we're going to drag in the race splash reference, hold control and drag that in. And then we're going to look for the text block, which will name to gold box. So we're going to drag off and say gold box, get gold box. And then we're going to drag off from there and say set visibility. I'll just move this to the lower section and then like so. So what this does is, if the race time is greater than or equal to the goal time, if it's true, then it will hide the goal time. It's supposed to hide it so that the player knows that they can no longer achieve that particular time. So, and we're going to do this for the silver and the bronze as well, but we're first going to test it out and see if it works. So now with that, we're going to click the tracker, and then we're going to change the goal time to something like 10 seconds because I don't want to wait long. And then save, and then we're going to play the level, and we're going to see if it goes away after 10 seconds. It didn't work. I never changed it. It still says to visible. My bad now. Okay, we need to change this to hidden. It needs to hide and still be visible. Okay, so now it should work. It should work. And with that, the goal time is no longer visible, so the player knows they can no longer achieve the goal time. So now we're gonna do this for the bronze and silver as well. All you have to do is basically just copy the entire code as is, and then just Control V, Control C, Control V, and then from the sequence, from the 1, connect that to the branch node, and then remove the gold time, and then drag in the silver time. You don't have to hold Control, you can just drag and hold and then drop it on the pin, and then it will set itself. And then from here, with this one, drag off from there, and obviously get silver box, and then connect the silver box up, and then that should be that. Let's just test it again, make sure it works, just in case something goes wrong. Set this one to 11, save all, and then run it. And they both gone. So now we just have to do the bronze time again. Copy the entire code, Control C, Control V, connect it from then 1 by the sequence to the branch, remove the silver, connect the bronze, remove the silver box, drag off and look for the bronze box, and then connect that. And with that should be everything. I'm gonna run one final test before we close off. Set this one to 12, save all, and then run the test. And all the times that are gone, player knows they can no longer achieve those times. Just set this back to what they were. I'll do that later, it's fine. So for now, we know the codes work. You can just add a comment around all of these. Add a comment. I'm gonna call this bronze condition. We'll call this one silver condition. And then we're gonna call this one gold condition. And then we're gonna drag over everything and add a big comment and say remove goal times when player can no longer achieve it. Yeah, whatever. And with that, we're done for this video. We have set up the code for the goals. We have added the race display. So with that, we're done. If you enjoyed the video, didn't enjoy the video, feel free to drop a comment in the comment section. And until the next video.